As I told you guys yesterday, I am meeting today with the previous owner of my Cream 240, or what is now my Cream 240. So, behold, this is Kevin Camacho.
What's going on, guys?
Did I say it right?
Yeah, Kevin Camacho.
So what were your feelings when you first walked in the garage about a minute ago?
I feel warm inside, and it's kind of crazy because, you know, I put a lot of work into this car, and it's just crazy to see that it's still in like such nice condition. And I really was not expecting for it to be this nice in person when I see it in videos. Yeah, well, to be honest, it's funny because like I sold it to you, and it's weird because you're doing exactly what I didn't want somebody to do, but you're doing it right. So I actually wanted to sell this car to like an enthusiast that like was gonna keep it like all OEM and like full interior, but this thing's beautiful and you've kept it in really good condition. So I'm not even upset. I'm not even mad that you dripped the hell out of it.
So, to give you guys kind of an idea of what we're gonna film, I have a lot of questions that I asked you guys on Twitter that you might have for Kevin, like kind of about the car, what he feels about what I've done to the car. We'll go for a drive, he'll drive it, we'll have some fun. This is the video I've been super excited about making. So you sold the car because you had to move to New York, right?
I sold the car mainly for like a change of pace. This wasn't my first 240, this is actually my 5th hatch that I've had. And I haven't had a 240 since, but in general I've had probably about 7 or 8 240s, and life just started to get really repetitive for me down here, and I felt like I just needed a change of pace. Granted, it probably wasn't my best move because, you know, like when you want to get away from something you've done so much, you feel like you're going to find something else that you love, but you've been doing what you've loved all along. I moved to New York for a change of pace and a different job, but I actually want to be back here at some point doing exactly what I was doing, so.
You're getting deep, man.
No, but it's true, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ask all my friends and, you know, you go around, like, everyone knows me for always having like that really stock OEM 240, and I've always had like the craziest OEM parts. I go to meets where like one of the accessory receipts and people would offer me money for them and stuff, and like, you know, it's really where I want to be. And so like right now I'm kind of away, but I will get back to this eventually.
So I think the most common thing I get is that people think that this car is basically still the same way that it was when I got it from you. So like, what do you have to say to the people that still think this car is exactly how I bought it?
I think this car is a completely different car. When I sold it to Adam, this vehicle was really just like, for my build and my intentions of the car was always to be like a really clean stock, but fun car that you could take on the track, and this is actually just a track car now. This isn't an all-out. I used to drive the car every day. I had intentions of it having AC and like...
I think what people don't realize also is that pretty much everything's changed other than the engine bay paint and the exterior paint, which is still almost the same.
I'm actually really proud that you kept. I'm extremely proud that you kept.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't crazy about the cream at first, but it definitely like grew on me. So another thing people wanna know is, why cream? Like, what was the reasoning when you're doing the cream?
Well, at the time when I was building this car, I just felt like there were so many repetitive 240s out there, and I've always liked being like the underdog, and like I like doing my own thing. And so I actually started out with the baby in green, and the car was white on the outside. And I decided to paint the bay brown. Well, that was the idea I had at the time, so I figured what looks better than with brown than cream. So that's what I did, and I was going with the whole Starbucks theme, and I think you still have a little cap on
Yep.
there.
I still kept it.
I was actually going to tell you, for some time on the master cylinder, I had, like, you know when you order your coffee and you get that little carton that goes around the coffee?
Yeah, did you have one on there? It's like a little heat shield?
I had it as a heat shield on the master, but I had trouble keeping it on. But it was meant to be like a whole Starbucks theme, like that's what I was going for. And I was actually, I think, going to put like some kind of like weird different logo on it, but kind of Starbucks related, with like a green stamp on the back.
I thought about doing that on the hood, like as a joke, with like my friend's face.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can tell, but there's still green pearl in the paint.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I actually, so like what happened was the car didn't really have that much of a pearl, and then I got the kit resprayed, and the pearl was like crazy on the kit, and it bothered me that it didn't match. So I had the whole car kind of like resprayed like I had the kit sprayed.
So did you end up finding like the exact color for it?
We actually ended up using a stock color off a car. I forgot what it was, just so it'd be easier to match in the future.
What the color that I had in mind for, even though it wasn't the one that I ended up painting it, the color that I originally wanted for this car was the kind of like that desert tan from, what's it called? That Toyota SUV?
That might actually be what it is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask. In regards to the coffee combination.
Oh, you still have the LoJack sticker on there.
How do you feel about the interior being brown?
That's exactly what I wanted to do at some point. Probably not have it caged, but I'm actually really excited about these door jambs because I always wanted to do this and I never had.
Yeah, I didn't want it caged either, but I wanted to be able to drive with Nicole and like tandem and stuff.
But, I mean, this is a track car now, so your intentions from mine are completely different.
But I've been trying to keep it like a streetable track car, if that makes sense.
You still have the door panels. This is awesome.
Yeah, the door panels have seen better days.
You know what's really weird for me? When I buy 240s, I like single cam cars.
Oh, because of the different door paddles?
If you don't notice, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but like this has like little rainbow fuzzies in the door panels. Yep. And I don't know why I like that a lot. And also this carpet right here, like in the dual cams, it looks like an ugly house rug.
Really?
So single cam carpet is way nicer. I always look for single cam cars, even though you have to do more work when you swap them, but I like single cam cars a lot more.
Having a cage definitely takes away from like the practicality.
I mean, like if you're getting mugged, do you like do a barrel roll out the window or?
I don't know, I haven't been in that situation before.
Damn, this is insane, bro.
I still try to keep it pretty fresh with like carpet and everything, and I actually didn't want to strip the car at first.
I've never seen one of these in my life.
What?
So I have to just look at it right now.
Oh yeah, they're cool. I have one for Nicole's car too, a yellow one.
Yeah, this is awesome. I had actually never known about this piece until you made a video of it, so I'm actually kind of disappointed in myself.
Alberto ended up stripping the interior. I wanted to keep full interior when we did the cage, and then he just started pulling stuff out and like gutting all the sound deadening out. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I have to paint the interior.
Hearing lights still work?
I don't know, I think so.
So don't get me wrong, it's not that I didn't want to do this inside the trunk. It's just like I had a different theme for the vehicle, but had I gone like with a track setup like you did, I definitely would have done the same exact way. Like this whole brown and cream thing on and having painting the inside the same, this is really rad.
It's funny because like I kind of miss how the car used to be such like an OEM street car, and that's what Nicole's car is turning into with like the Type X Aero and just keeping it very stock.
But I feel like you've done a really good job with doing both, you know, like cutting off the interior from right there back, you know, so it still looks like a proper track car. It doesn't look like a beater. The
people who just strip their cars and leave like the cruddy dirt.
I really hate that when people buy 240s and like, I mean, I know these are drift cars, but like these cars are super hard to find. Like this is my favorite chassis, and I really feel like this chassis is amazing. Like why would you want to ruin it and just make it a piece of crap? So like, rather than do that, you know, if you can make it a track car and keep it nice, like to where what have you done? You know, I think it's perfect, man, because it's best of both worlds, and this car is something that you really want to keep in good shape.
I think the most embarrassing part of the car right now is the engine bay, so I guess we'll get that out of the way.
I've seen it. It looks good.
We had a little fire incident, so there's some soot still in there. Still got the Honda hood mod.
Oh, it does?
Yep. Dude, that's the most convenient thing in the world when you're working on the car.
I figured out about it.
I'm gonna make a video about how to do it because it's so easy.
Yeah.
I still need to do it to Nicole's car.
I would always put something there that freak out about the windshield.
All right, so let's play a game. Still point everything you can figure out about the engine that's the same.
All right, this little cap right here. This little cover right here that a lot of people don't know about.
And your sticker.
And my sticker, that's the Bodhi tree sticker, because I really like a lot of graffiti stuff, so I'd always go there.
I had it on the radiator cap for the longest time until I switched radiators.
I put one in there. You're still using like a Miata battery setup?
Yeah, I think it's a new battery though.
Yeah.
Still like the stock reservoirs.
I actually don't like when people relocate the battery. I mean, I know it's like a whole track thing, but
it's a pain in Nicole's car. It gets in the way.
And I feel like a Miata battery on the side right there just fits good, and cutting the intercooler piping to fit it is really not hard.
I have gone through a couple intercooler pipes because that hole was so tight that it would like jostle it around and like make a hole in it.
Lost here though.
What?
I used to have a rubber grommet right there for the weather stripping. It was like a weather stripping grommet.
To prevent it from.
Yeah, like on this side.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So that would keep it from cutting into the pipe.
So since you've had the car, the engine's been rebuilt with forged internals, bigger turbo. Other than that, I mean like manifold, minor bolt-ons, injectors.
Still see the green underneath.
Yeah, you can see it in little places.
This is another pretty cool thing a lot of people don't know about. This is an S14 reservoir.
Really?
Yeah.
This is a what do you call it? Z32 Master, right? Oh, dude, it feels really good with the CTSV brakes.
Yeah. Oh, you got the CT. That's what I'm doing with my Subaru.
Yeah, no, they feel really good, and they're super cheap. A couple of people wanted me to talk a little bit. You know the accident that you had like in the forum that the car got into, like the little like front end accident? Yeah. I think people think it's like way worse than it actually was. So like, what kind of happened there, and what did it affect on the car?
I was going to lunch, and then I got my lunch. I was on my way back to work where I work at the Miata shop, and I was literally just like doing a 5-mile-per-hour roll, and this lady just backs out, and her muffler, I believe it was this side. Her muffler, it was like a Ford Explorer or something like that, so the muffler was like right around here, and it just dug into the bumper, and then it pushed this lid up and hurt the hood. But it was pretty sweet. I didn't really spend much to fix it. All I needed was a new pig nose front bumper. I need a new lid right here. and the hood was slightly bent, but I ended up fixing it. So, you know, I got written out a pretty decent amount for that. And
didn't it bend like this too? Isn't this a little bent?
No, actually, that was like that when I bought it.
Really?
I'm extremely anal when I buy cars, and I actually missed this. I was kind of disappointed in myself. So I think the car was in like a minor accident before then, but...
Oh, so it was before you.
Yeah, that was definitely before me. This was always bent. People would always ask me about it, and I was kind of like, I don't know, dude. But luckily, it's structurally still fine, so you could always put your fender and everything would line back up, so I didn't really have a problem with that ever. I always did want to kind of like hit this end in again, so it would like look exactly like that side, but never did it.
Like, people were kind of upset with me when I switched to having a body kit at first. To me, the most annoying thing about the pig nose, it looked really good, especially with that lip, but it was so low that it would hit on everything.
I don't know. That's one of the things I could say I don't like about the car. I think the car looks great the way it is. Had I done it my way, I probably would have won like Type X or pig nose. I'm just a really big fan of like OEM Nissan things. And I don't like...
They fit way better too.
Flexible fiberglass though, right?
Yeah, this is the good stuff. Yeah, dude, normal fiberglass is the most annoying thing in the world.
But for me, I don't know, I like polyurethane the most, so I probably would have kept pig nose. I love pig nose. So I probably would have kept pig nose, or I would have done Type X. Type X was like my ultimate thing that I've always wanted to do, like full Type X, but when I was doing it, I could never find the fender extension, so I kind of just gave up on it. It's just really, it's such a hassle to like track down all those Type X parts, and it gets kind of expensive.
That's what Nicole's car's for.
But I think you're gonna miss that Soviet front though, because I don't know.
I mean, we're not getting rid of it. We're gonna keep it.
Soviet front's pretty rad too, but Type X.
I like them on coupes, but I'm not really crazy about them on
Have
hatches.
you ever seen somebody do like a Type X coupe? It's so beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, it's really rad.
That's cool.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things about Kevin is that I feel like when most people sell cars, especially like this, they kind of get rid of the car and then they're just like distance themselves from it completely. But Kevin and I have like stayed in touch over what, the past like 2.5 years?
Yeah. And,
so
I actually really appreciate it. Every time you can do something in the car, you kind of hit me up and then ask me how I feel about it. So like, you know, it's pretty cool.
So how'd you feel about when the little fire incident happened down in here?
Well, I was kind of, at first I was kind of like, oh man, they're gonna, you know, tear it up and it's gonna be like something else. But I feel like this didn't really make the car, you know, any worse than it was. Like, you didn't really ruin the vehicle by what you were doing. Plus, to be honest, in a way, it's kind of like you're doing what I didn't want somebody to do, but you're also enjoying the car.
Which is something that you said you wish you did.
That is something that I wish I did. I always built cars and I always had like a fun car, but I never, the only time that I took this car on track, I blew out the slave and I could never drive it on track. So to be honest, you're keeping the car alive, but you also care about the car and you're enjoying it. So I'm not really upset with that at all.
Yeah, so it's got the CTS-V brakes in the front, which you said you're doing in your Subaru?
Yeah.
Are you doing 4 pistons or 6 pistons?
4 pistons.
Yeah, the 6 pistons are overkill. And then I've got 2 Z32 calipers in the rear.
What about like underneath the car? What'd you do as far as like arms or bushings and stuff like that?
Nothing really too much, especially, I'd say the main things are just, I have the DR series BC coilovers. So I think when I got the car from you, the coilovers were blown.
It had ISIS V2s on it.
Yeah, I think one of the front ones was blown or something. Yeah. It didn't ride so well, and it was slammed, so that didn't help. But in the front, the main stuff that's changed, I think I have like different, I still have the same tension rods. It's got PBM knuckles. I've got different tie rods. I think they're like Maxima tie rods. I have PBM lower control arms. I just haven't put them on yet. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It has 50 mil extended lower control arms right now, which is a bit overkill, and that's why I have to run such crazy camber to fit with these 20 mil fenders. Yeah. So the PBM lower control arms that I'm switching to will let me bring the wheel in. I'll take out the track width a little bit, but
this is kind of similar fitment as to like when I sold it to you though.
Yeah, it's crazy that I don't destroy these fenders. I mean, I did when I had 18s, but for a track car, like that's pretty tight fitment.
Have you had any trouble with this harness in here at all? Like,
I think I like probably retucked it once or twice. It gives me trouble where it comes out of the car in that little corner, but I retucked it, like had to bash it with a hammer a little bit because it was rubbing kind of like the fender a little bit. But having a staggered setup with 17s in the front and 18s in the rear is like the best thing in the world because the 17s hit so much less in the front. Most people don't even realize that they're different size wheels either.
Yeah, like I actually didn't realize until you said it.
Kevin's about to drive the car.
I'm excited.
Bathroom's in there.
Yeah, this car feels like completely different. Holy
And you've driven
left or right?
Left then right. You've driven 2 feet in my driveway.
I mean, I drove it to, when I sold it to you, oh shit, these brakes are crazy.
Yeah.
When I sold it to you, it was like a fun daily. Like, this is like a race car. Holy crap.
You gotta turn the lights off manually.
Oh my God, this is beautiful. Same transmission in this?
Yep. Same transmission, same clutch.
Same diff? No, well welded now, yeah. What about the drive shaft?
Yep, same drive shaft.
That was such a sweet buy, that drive shaft.
Yeah.
It popped up. I got it for like 200 bucks.
It's all top end power.
Holy crap. You know, it's pretty sad to admit.
What?
I've been in other friends' cars that are like really fast. They've had really nice setups. I've never actually driven a car this quick.
Really?
No, never. I've been in them, but never actually driven it. You know what's weird is I always felt kind of sketchy about like having a welder. That's why I never did one.
It's really not that bad.
But it's not that bad.
No.
It doesn't like just kick out on you like I'd expect it to.
Oh no, especially if you have grippy tires.
Yeah. I always thought that like it would just kick out on you. That's why I never did never did weld it.
Then just go right and like wait till you have time. That way you can actually open it up.
It's gonna get skittish at the end of second.
Nah, you'll be good. Just hold on and rev it out. All the way around.
This feels like a spaceship, bro.
It's so fun. I think I had the boost turned down a little bit right now too, actually. I had 19.1, that's pretty good.
I need a fast car in my life.
What'd you think?
It feels awesome.
What's the biggest difference compared to like how it used to be for you?
Well, before when people used to ride in my car, they'd literally compare it to like a Camry on how smooth it was and how good it drove. But like now, this is full on race car, man. This is crazy.
What's one thing you really like about it? One thing you really don't like about it?
I can't really say there's anything I don't like about it. As far as the interior goes, I think if this was my car and I would have done like the same, more or less the same road that you went down, I probably wouldn't have done red seats though.
Yeah, it's funny. I might actually go to black seats.
Yeah.
I liked them a lot when they were new, but they just got discolored so quickly and they look dirty.
I don't know. I just feel like the red, even though it pops with the color of the car, it doesn't make the outside or the brown look good.
I know what you mean.
So, I mean, I would maybe do like dark green seats or like black seats.
I actually have black seats for Nicole's car.
Yeah.
That if I really like, I'm going to get the same ones for this.
Or I do like, you ever seen like the bride confetti seats? You ever hit your head on these bars?
When you wear a helmet, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it annoying to drive on track and like I felt like that's always like.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
It's annoying when it's hot out. Like,
I bet.
Like feel how hot you are right now. Imagine having a helmet on.
But like you don't really, do you have like a full view when you're sliding and you've got a helmet on like that?
You can see enough. I mean, it's annoying backing up.
Yeah.
Like if you have like some idiot just standing behind your car that doesn't realize you're trying to back up and you can't see them with your helmet.
I've never liked the thought of like wearing a helmet like that all the time. But
Kevin wants to check out the warehouse, so I'm letting him take the Cream S13 over there. Nicole and I are gonna roll out in her car.
You already drove it.
Okay, fine, you can drive.
Thank you.
You need to make sure this is pointed downward. And then they click in. Always do the lap belt first though, otherwise the lap belt's impossible. 240 life! Kevin's a really cool guy. We were both like worried that it might be a little awkward since we have like never really met each other other than when I bought the car, but we both get along really well and he's just super cool to hang out with. I kind of hope he moves back to Florida. I can hear my car blowing off behind us. Shh. Having a hard time there?
yeah.
Nice dress, Nicole.
It's a nightgown.
Is it like a small tall? So I'm grabbing a bunch of stuff for Kevin. Of course, the 240 lanyards. The shop that prints our shirts sometimes will make these like cool screen printed posters. So he's grabbing one because obviously Cream 240. Let me know if you guys kind of are into these. They're kind of interesting. It's kind of like poster material with like actual printed ink. I might do like a limited run of them if you guys are into them, but like sometimes they'll do cool ones like with random designs like this or this. Just kind of different. He drove the SR car, so now it's time to drive the JZ car.
It's time to drive the better car.
Ouch. You feel the weight a lot more. Like over the front end.
Yeah. Is it like crazy difference?
Not really. Just wait till you feel the torque, the JZ. What do you think? Isn't that sick for the stock turbo, stock ECU, stock engine? Makes you wonder why people go through the effort of swapping an SR.
Well, your car feels more like, I don't know, because your car feels more like track fast. Like,
yeah, this one's just like torquey.
This one feels like a daily car kind of fast. I'd have to say it. I think I enjoy this a little more than the SR.
Yeah. Especially as like a street car.
I think it's just because your car is like the top of second gear in your car feels crazy. But like
this car's the bottom of second.
Yeah, exactly. Like right between like 2 and 3, it just feels. Yeah, it feels good.
I feel like I've kind of run out of the good questions. So I just need your overall thoughts on your old 240.
Overall thoughts is I couldn't be happier selling it to you. And truthfully, I feel like had I sold it to anybody else, they probably would have drifted it, would have been wrecked. And you drifted, but you enjoy it. It's still clean. It's still fun. It's super fast. So overall thoughts, 10 out of 10. I couldn't be happier. I think it's good.
Sweet.
That was really sweet.
Kevin's really nice. I think you'd like him. If you were to hug a car, how would you hug a car? Yeah, there you go. See, that's the making of a good thumbnail. It does not look at all like you're humping the car. It just looks like you're hugging it. All right, that's,
It looks like I'm humping it.
yeah, it does. Yeah, we're not gonna use that. I just wanted to extend a massive thank you to Kevin for spending the day with us. He had like a very limited time in Florida, but we were able to make this video, which I'm really happy about. And I'm really happy that you've been so helpful throughout the process of me owning your car.
I want to thank you because this was awesome, and I never thought I would have drove this car again, let alone that car also. That car was really fun to drive, so.
I told you next time you come down, car's yours, man. Kevin has been trying YouTube, I think maybe because of my videos.
I have. Definitely inspired me. Also with my build thread being ripped off of what I made it.
Oh, that like build threads video?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone thought that guy was you, like that built that car. So I'll link your build thread and I'll link your YouTube channel in the description. So if people want to see the build thread of everything that you did to this car prior to me purchasing it, they can see that.
And also it's really just a way for me to like track my progress on my builds. I do a lot of builds and I like kind of just making progress vids of things and documenting things, so.
And you're gonna move down to Florida, get another hatch, paint it cream, and then we're gonna have matching cream cars.
Next 240 is gonna be right-hand drive though.
And cream? A cream?
I kind of want to do the opposite of what this car is.
So like brown on the outside?
Outside, cream on the inside.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It needs to be a Sylvia.
No, we'll see. I gotta keep it hatch. I like hatches.
Okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Fun video. Hope you guys liked it. If you liked it, like it. Thank you. Bye.
When you said